Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Square Ice Syndrome podcast. I'm Ben Gilman. As always, I'm joined by Tom Hill.
Hello.
And Troy Salmon.
What up?
How are you, lovely gentlemen, today?
Hell, I'm doing all right so far. A bit tired, but I'm pushing on through for the team, for the squad. That's what I do.
You sound like a sports star, bruv.
You're damn right. Oh god.
It's Quidditch. Let's start the supernatural bullshit right now. It's Quidditch.
Oh, the supernatural, yeah.
Totally yours, yeah. Quidditch, the shittest sport ever invented.
Hey, don't be knocking Quidditch.
Oh well, hey, I'm not even a Harry Potter fan like that, so I'll let you guys talk about that.
Now, I'm just backing up now because I don't know enough about it to start taking the piss.
Whereas I am the resident Harry Potter expert, and I will rip you to shreds if you try.
Oh wow! Oh no! Oh snap! Oh snap!
Oh, hold on. I'm not looking for a war here.
Here we go. Wait, what's going on right now?
Hold on. I like Charmed. It is a very, very good franchise. I'm just going to leave it there.
Charmed is
Okay, I will accept that.
Oh, you'll accept that? How dare you?
Well, he's not easy that Harry Potter is far better than Charmed.
Oh, here we go.
It's a given. So, you know.
No, not hard.
Disgraceful.
Sorry, Troy. We got to get our kickings in every time.
Disgraceful. Oh.
Tom, how are you?
Surviving. Just about.
Survive. Okay. So, Tom. Okay. So everything is good. Right. Let's get going then. Troy, you're up first, bitch.
Hey, bitches, get ready. It's about to go down right now. Woo! So, let's kick this off. Let's go a bit old school for the first one. Let's go a bit old school. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. It's called First Wave.
No.
Okay, so it's a Canadian classic. So, Canadian sci-fi. I'm still watching now because I think I'm on the third season right now. Halfway through, so that's the last season I'm on. But literally, the show is about a character called Cade Foster, and he's like the chosen one in the words. So he's like the twice blessed man. That's basically the character. That's his nickname throughout the whole show. He's twice blessed.
Wizard?
Huh?
Is he a wizard?
No, he's not a wizard. He's just a normal human.
Is he a witch?
No, he's not a witch. He hasn't got any special capabilities right now. He hasn't got any special. But he's just blessed. He's the prophesied one. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like a Jesus character, but without the powers.
You don't really see me getting the knives out for you, can't you?
I know you are, but hey, don't disrespect First Wave, baby.
It's already better than Charmed. It can only get better.
Don't disrespect the First Wave. Okay, so Cade Foster, he's got his friend called Eddie, Crazy Eddie. He's got a friend called Crazy Eddie. He's the tech man. He does all the information for him, so he goes out on missions. He tries to stop this alien threat, and they're called the Gua.
The what?
The Gua. G-U-O. The Gua. No, G-U-A. The Gua. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
The
Does
Gua.
that stand for anything, or?
No. They're just called the Gua. That's the alien race name. That is it. So you know Stargate SG-1, like the Goa'uld, stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's in a way it's that kind of vein, like the Gua, the Goa'uld. So they are this alien race that has kind of infiltrated Earth, and they've been here for centuries and how many generations, because they put their consciousness in these silver balls, and they create these bodies through human genetic testing. So, and they usually infiltrate various cells and groups by using sexual advances. That's most of their stuff. How they use it. They use their females, to get information out of people, and just get stuff out of people, just information in general, just to try and stop the Cade Foster and Crazy Eddie tandem. And they basically have this book, and it's written by Nostradamus.
Right.
Okay, so Nostradamus, he's the ongoing thread throughout this whole show. 1516, that's when the book was created. And I don't know if it's a spoiler. Yeah, this is a massive spoiler. It's a little bit of a spoiler. Actually, no. Yeah, sure, I'll spoil it. A little bit of a spoiler. So Nostradamus is an alien in this show.
Okay.
He's found out for the third season. He found out he was an actual alien. I can prophesy all these things that happen throughout the show. So they're following this book, called the Quatrain, where these kind of passages, chapters in the book, call them quatrains, and they prophesy every episode that's in this show. There's 66 episodes overall. I haven't seen all of them, so I'm halfway through the last season. So throughout this whole show, every episode, the quatrain reveals something about the villain or the act that's supposed to be saved on that episode. So, as you're following Kate Foster throughout these adventures, it's amazing, yo. It's a wild ride. You first watch it, you're like, okay, it's just a simple show, a man and his wife, and then his wife dies. That's basically the intro. His wife dies.
They're done.
Yeah, dum, and basically they find out it's the Gwa, this alien race. That's basically they call him Subject 117. That's his nickname from the Gwa, because they were going to experiment on him and just take over his body. But he managed
Is
to.
there any anal probing?
No, there's no cliches in this show. There's no cliches in this show.
It's okay.
There's no cliches in this show, Ben. I know you want to see the probing. I know that's what you want to see. But there is not in this show, Ben. Calm down. There's none in this show so far. So basically his wife died. So basically the aliens want to test the humans, their will. They want to see how powerful these humans are, so they can just take over. So they call it. There's going to be 3 waves. So that's why it's called the first wave. So the first waves, they're already there. Anyways, they're infiltrating the governments, the higher parts of society. The second wave is supposed to be the invasion, actually from their planet. So they create this portal from their home world to Earth to invade. The third wave is complete annihilation, apocalypse. So that's what the waves are. The 3 main waves. So that is just a great show, Canadian show. Great actors in this, by the way. Great actors.
Anybody famous?
So have any of you seen Dark Matter, the TV show, sci-fi show? Have you ever heard? No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you've seen Dark Matter. So what's his name? Where is his name? It is here. Dun. Okay, there you go. So Roger Cross, you know Roger Cross, yeah, Tom?
Yeah.
Yes, Roger Cross, yeah. So he plays Joshua. He's like one of the main characters in the show.
Okay.
He's a Gwa, but he's on Cade Foster's side. He's on the hero side.
So are you recommending this as a show that we should watch?
Yes.
Okay, and where would we find it?
Okay, so it's literally the Sci-Fi channel is on there, and plus it's on the Horror channel. It's currently playing now on the Horror channel.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
literally, it's adverts everywhere for it. Everywhere, like the first wave, 9:00. Literally, it's everywhere. So yeah, so that's a great.
Are you the voiceover man?
Huh?
Are you the voiceover man?
You know, I should do the voiceover. To be fair, I'm slacking. I should be doing voiceover.
You have the voice. You could be the TNA.
Everyone tells me that. Everyone goes, Troy, like, you have a great voice.
It's irrelevant.
And I'm always doing voiceover stuff as well. I'm like, yes, in a world or a man, and like just stuff like that. I should be doing that.
You know the guy who does the British, the deep voice guy who does the British voiceovers. Did you hear how he got that job?
No, why did he get it?
So basically, he was a train driver. He was the announcer on the train.
Yeah.
And he used to often do like the night shifts apparently. And at like 1 o'clock in the morning, when he was bored, he'd occasionally stop the train in the tunnel, turn off the lights for a couple of seconds, and go, "This is your driver speaking, or is it?" Just for a laugh.
Are you getting off at Clapham Junction? Yes or no?
Yeah, but on one night there was a guy who was like a TV exec. Was like, my God, that's the voice. It might be an urban myth, but I think it's actually true that this guy just do that for a laugh.
Oh, that's amazing! That is awesome. That just
I love that story. Sorry, complete aside, but I love that story.
Oh, that's amazing. I like that little side note. I like that, Tom. That's nice.
I do love how the train conductor, if it is true, then he could just, every stop is dramatic. Stress him.
Get off while you can.
Get the fuck off the King's Cross train.
You know what? I was sitting on the train, and you know the Terminator theme.
Yeah.
I was on the, literally, me and my sister, literally was sitting there, and I was like, it was on the train. And I was like, wait a second, on the overground, and it was like it's going, train's going, and I'm like, and I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, wait a second, that's mad. I actually heard it. I was like, wait a second, James Cameron, hey, calm down, bro. I know you got it from the train now. I know where you got it from. Theme. It was the perfect theme. It was exactly like it. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. That was the Terminator theme right there. I heard it, and I was like, wait a second. Now, okay, I broke the code. I've done it. But anyways, yes, first wave recommended. There we go. So that's first one down pat. There you go. You know where to find it as well. Horror channel, sci-fi channel. Boom. Okay. So next up, we got. It's a modern one. It's a newbie. 4 episodes in. 4 episodes in. Okay, calm down. 4 episodes in. And guess what it is? DC's Stargirl. Oh, yes.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. What amazing choices. I know. So we get to Stargirl right now. Yeah. So okay.
Sounds like I've heard about this one.
You know what? I'll say this on right now. It's not like anything you probably the basic stuff that you see, like the flashes and the arrows. It's a stronger script, to be fair, so far.
Yeah.
That you get from this kind of show. It's on the CW as well, but it's on the DC's network as well. So
this is a really they're taking a big chance here because this isn't one of the big hitters, really.
No.
This is like only comic book fans would know who Stargirl is.
Yeah, because you talk about the Justice Society, the Injustice Society, the kind of old school.
Like I know who she is, but it's only because I read the comics.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw it. I was like, interesting. Because it's not a bad choice. It's a different character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of different because it kind of starts because Luke Owens is in it, brother of Wilson. So that's what I'm saying. So he's in it. Luke Wilson should say. Luke Owens. Luke Wilson. So he's in it. As everyone knows who that is, Luke Wilson. Yeah, you know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally most people, like 9% of the world knows who Luke Wilson is. So he's basically the sidekick, and that's how it kind of starts off in the show. He's called Stripe. So Stripey, should say. He basically starts off in the past where he's helping Starman, who was like the hero back in the day, and that was his friend. He was like the main hero, and Stripey was his sidekick. And it basically starts off with this battle for the first episode against the Injustice Society. So they're like these main villains that you see. And Starman comes in. He's rocking up with the cosmic staff. Everyone knows the comics knows what that is. This kind of golden Egyptian-looking staff that can shoot beams out of it. So he's just going around. He's trying to save his friends because his friends are getting killed off. Literally, he's like one of the last few people left alive. Gets an icicle through the chest. Ice shot right through the chest, Joe.
Nice.
By icicle. Go on.
Cold as ice.
Cold as ice, willing to sacrifice. Okay, so yeah, so actually I could go off on that song. I love that song. So he gets it through the chest. He's about to die. Stripey's saving him because everyone just got wiped out. Injustice Society went all in. They went off. Grundy rocked up in this show as well in the intro. Solomon Grundy.
Nice.
My boy.
Yeah, so you never get to see his face though. You see him running, but they can't keep that under wraps for later on in the season. You can tell. So it's only 4 episodes in, by the way. So literally, so he saves him. So Stripey's basically got Starman, puts him on the floor. He's about to die, and Starman. I was like, this is so deep. Starman goes to Stripey, goes to Luke Wilson, goes, I need to pass this stuff onto someone. And he goes, yeah, okay. Yeah. And Luke Wilson goes, all right, okay, I'll take it. I'm sure I can do a good job. Then Starman just goes, no, not you. No. I was dying so hard. I was like, oh, why'd you gotta do my boy like that? I was like, nah. So literally, he's got to basically pass it on to someone he feels is worthy or staff can kind of link with to actually start working again. So they kind of end that kind of storyline where Stripey he's got a special car that can turn into like a hovercraft, basically. It can turn into like a mini ship. And he can fly off because he's good with mechanics. That's kind of his ability. He's good with mechanics. He can just build stuff. He's a great builder. So he flies off and then he kind of goes into present day. Because Solomon Grundy attacks the back of the car. And that's when you see the first glimpse of Solomon Grundy. I'm like, oh my god, Solomon Grundy's gonna be epic in the show, bro. They made him look sad. But so he flies off. Okay, present day now. He's got a wife and a kid. So he's got a kid already from his previous marriage, it looks like. And then he's got a stepdaughter who is Stargirl in the show. That's when this kind of show kind of kicks off in the present day, and Stargirl, the Breck Basinger, not to do with the original Basinger from years ago, but she's kind of, everyone's gonna be thinking, wait, Basinger with last name? Wait, no. So she's like the main character in the show. She's kind of annoying. I'm gonna lie, she's kind of annoying. But it's like, why are you so stupid? Why?
Is it because she's blonde?
It's just that blonde syndrome. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out there and gonna stop these villains. I'm like,
It sounds like Clueless has been inserted into
yes, it's like a little bit of Clueless. It's just her character alone. Everyone around her is decent.
Oh my god!
Yeah, everyone around her's solid. Just her. She's just so annoying. It's like she got that. Someone's a stepdad and like, you're not my father. Like, she keeps saying throughout the entire show.
That's not Stargirl. That's not Stargirl. Oh my god!
You've read the comics, so you probably know more than me.
Is this on the CW?
Yeah, this is on the CW as well.
That's why. That's bloody why.
But I tell you something, it's a good show. I think the supporting cast is savage, and the effects are kind of decent as well. It's just her character alone.
So she's basically Jubilee from the X-Men. Oh my god, Solomon Crow has Grundy has just broken into the mall and it's totally stolen a slushie machine. Oh my god. Solomon Crow. Sorry.
No, but literally, Ben used to hit it right on the head, the nail right on the head, bro, right there.
Oh my god.
Literally, that's what I got to, bro. She's like, on the whole time, literally, I think the most annoying thing, I'm like, oh my god. The most annoying thing is she's just like, oh yeah, my father is Starman, because she touched the staff and the staff was talking to her and she goes, oh, my Starman's my father. And Luke, throughout the whole show so far, Luke Wilson goes, he's not your dad. He's not your dad.
You're adopted.
Stop saying that. He's not your dad. How do you know? She's like, yeah, but and she keeps telling everyone she sees, everyone she kind of like tells that she's Stargirl. She goes, oh yeah, I got it from my dad. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, oh. It's the most annoying thing, but if you can get past that, it's a really good show. Because everyone around the support is banging. Icicle, the main villain, he's amazing. Amazing.
So you're not selling it to me with your opinion on the main
character. That's the thing. It's one of the people. It's one of the things where the main character is like kind of. She's passable because like certain times she's just like, oh yeah, okay, she does decent stuff in the show, but it's just her attitude is just like, oh my gosh,
that's a shame because I really liked how they've done.
It's a good show. If you watch it as well, it's probably like you're probably going a bit
really
too far.
Happy how they've done Supergirl, so I'm really disappointed that they've gone for such a easy.
It's a good show. It's a good show. If you don't like the Batwoman's the trash like that. The annoying stuff for the Flash sometimes, the Arrows at times is kind of, or Legends of Tomorrow at times. But Stargirl is the best out of that bunch, for sure.
Stargirl.
Stargirl the best. I'll say watch the couple episodes because the people around the villains are like the people you want to watch. The villains.
Well, they should have a villain show.
Huh? Yeah,
made.
It's a show where you're gonna love the villains more than the characters.
I want to watch a show where it's just arsehole villains destroying everything. That is where the money is in a new.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get to like the third episode, Icicle comes in, bruh, turns up, it gets good.
By the way, Ben, that show's called Gotham.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying because I want to pick a show that it wasn't like all. Sunshine and rainbows because there are some bad stuff in the show because sometimes I'm just talking about a show and it's like amazing, but this time I said let me just switch up a bit. Like it's a good show but there's some bad points to it as well, you know what I'm saying? So but Stargirl is a good show to watch. You can just try it out because it's on 4 episodes right now, so I think the 5th episode's coming out in a couple of days. But It's a really good show. It's really good. Check it out.
Really good.
Check it out. Just
Some-
make out just
some-
normal times.
Tom, you don't sound sold.
Tom's just like, oh my god, what's happening?
It's never a good sign when you're knocking the crap out of the main actor. So.
Yeah, the main character is just like, it's, you know, when someone just, it's like, oh, like, and Luke Wilson will tell her something, and he'll be like, oh yeah, we gotta go anyways. Yeah, you're my sidekick. I'm like, what?
The problem that I have is what Tom has is if it's because it's the main character, you're stuck with him a long time.
Yeah.
If the main character's a pain in the ass, that would put me off immediately.
I know, but there's a thing that you can't get past. If you can get past the first couple episodes, it turns up because the Justice Society of America, most of them are dead, so they kind of go into this into the actual layer of the Justice Society where Luke Wilson brings her, because it shows all these kind of stuff. You got the lantern, you got the pen, the pink pen.
Well, you should have done that, because like that for me is the reason I got excited for the show, and now it sounds like the JSA are really not as well known as the Justice League, and they are brilliant. And
Yeah.
that
The
makes
JSA
me
are good.
really,
If you see their powers and stuff, their skill set is savage.
I'm really sad that they've been killed. So
I know that I was kind of like, oh, damn, they killed them off so quickly. I was like,
good job.
I know, but basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna basically replace them with the new kids, the teens. They're gonna take their powers.
I need to throw up in my mouth.
You know what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. That's what they've done. The elders versus the kids. That's basically what they've done.
Excuse me. Excuse
But it's like, excuse me, I'm going to fart real quick. But
I
yeah,
I need to bath my dinner down the toilet. Yikes.
so basically, literally that is what they've done so far in terms of Stargirl. She's getting better. Literally for the 4th episode, she's got like a wildcat. So there's another girl who's been recruited to be wildcat. She's kind of gave the mantle onto her. She literally stole the JSA stuff and brought it home with her. That's what she did.
What a
Stole the
bitch.
stuff. I know. I was like, why would they do this to the main character? I was like, why would they do this? Why?
It sounds like a drag race party. What a bitch.
This is probably my first show that I've seen of like actually like it's half and half. It's kind of like so good, but the main character is kind of a drag. It's like, damn.
But like Tom said, it's not selling it to me. The fact that
Hey, it's a good show to just check out. You know what I'm saying? Make your own opinions on it. But to my opinion, the main character is kind of just like he's kind of there, but it's more for the villains. If you're a person who loves villains, this show is good.
my time is very, very infinite.
Yeah, the show's good. If you're a villain lover like I am, that's why I love the show, because the villains are good, solid.
Okay. Nice. Wow. Stargirl is a bit of a shit name for a superhero, though, to be fair.
Even the villain was like, what is this Stargirl?
It should have been called The JSA is Dead. That would have been impressive.
It might as well have been, to be fair.
Yeah. Definitely.
Tom, what do you think?
Yeah.
Tom, yeah. There you go.
Tom's like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's high on my list, but I'll definitely make a note of it.
Yeah, just make a note of it. Just check out the villains. If you're going
Because I do like shows where the villains are cool. So
cool villains, I'm gonna say cool villains.
Nothing's worse than a villain that you don't care about.
Damn
Which,
right.
if you get it wrong with a villain, it really, even if you've got a great hero, it flattens the shows out.
It does.
This is something that, like, shows that I've watched, like Iron Fist, and they get that wrong. You get the villain wrong, you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, you're messed up. You're messed from then.
That's why Daredevil is one of my all-time favorites. Like, I won't get into it now. I'm saving that for a future episode one day.
Yeah, maybe.
But Daredevil and Jessica Jones got it right. They got the villain right.
Perfect villains, yeah.
yeah, well, it's difficult to get it right when your villain is David Tennant. But...
You got a point.
Basically, the Dark Doctor who's killed Rose.
Oh, here we go.
He's put her in the boot. He's put her in the boot. He's the human one. He's been a dick. Think about it.
Tom, you set him off now, Tom. You set him off.
No, I haven't. I'm reining it in, and I'm going to get on with my picks.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys, I've got a confession to make.
Okay.
This is like a guilty pick.
Damn, okay, it's scary.
Glee.
Oh, Glee!
Now, many
Look at Tom. Tom's like, oh my god.
if you say Glee, people have a very averse reaction to the Glee.
No, I like Glee. I ain't gonna lie, I like Glee.
Like it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Yeah, one or the other.
You know.
This is why I will be remaining silent during this.
Tom has gone off.
Okay, that's fine, Tom. We'll bring you back. We'll bring you back to life in the other.
Tom went mad.
That's fine. No, I just like Glee because it is, and I know I've mocked America a lot, but this is fun. America does fun very well, better than the British do in terms of just a joyous show. Because with COVID-19 at the moment, you need a bit of fun, right? Let's be honest. Yeah, I love British comedy, but it's a bit bleak sometimes. And right now, we are in the bleakest timeline I've ever seen the world in. Right now, a bit of Glee, bit of silliness, nothing to be too serious about. A bit campy, bit fun.
Yeah,
it's why Drag Race is doing so well right now. People just need to escape from the reality of the world right now. And what I really love about Glee is if you like the hit list of songs that they've done covers everything. Okay, for the two people listening to this that don't know what this is, it's set in a high school in America, and it's basically the Glee Club, which is not a British word that we have in our schools, but it's basically choir music.
Yeah,
but they it just basically follows kids, and then they change them around halfway through with new people as they graduate and everything. But then the problem is the graduates don't actually piss off; they stick about.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it, because they don't go away. They become
I mean, because that's realistic. Because I stayed around my school for years after I finished.
Right, but they're not in the school. They're actually. It's not like they just pop in for like it would be nice if they popped in like, "Hey, this week I'm here." No, they literally we follow them outside of the school, while the other new kids don't get as much development. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, I noticed that.
Big shackled. This is where Skins decided to jetson the cast every 2 seasons because it freshens it up again. That's my one argument with Glee. It should have done it, and the covers are amazing. Actually, the thing is, it's not to be taken seriously. The relationships are a bit shit because they basically 1 week they're together, next week they're not. They can't seem to keep a continuity together. Sorry, I said that wrong. The continuity.
Yeah.
Word. They can't seem to keep it from 1 week to the next. It feels like they got down the pub and got pissed up and then decided, oh shit, who's with who this week? But it's fun, and I think Troy will back me up on this.
Yeah.
Back catalogue, there have been some songs like Journey, UFO, a lot of old songs that got forgotten about by one-hit wonders that have been brought back because of Glee. It's amazing to see the power.
Glee was that renaissance right there. Glee was amazing in terms of soundtrack.
So many songs that people forgot about until Glee did it, and it pushed the song back into consciousness. And basically, it maybe overstayed its welcome. It does have the problems of the old cast not kind of pissing off, even if they're good.
Yeah, it kind of went on. And the thing with that kind of show, it kind of because of Finn, what happened to him, the main character.
And then you find out that Puck is a paedophile, and then you find out that one of the girls is a racist. That's come out this week. The cast has got skeletons in its closet. But I tend to enjoy just the silliness of it. And what's her name? The cheerleading coach is hilarious.
Oh, Jay Lynch.
She tries to take them down at every point.
The teachers make the show for me. They're my favorite. The teachers.
They're just the best part, and the cast are funny. It's well written. It's bitchy. It's funny. It's ridiculous, and you got to give it credit for that. It's just hilariously funny the whole way through. I mean, you could just watch Jane Lynch best of on YouTube, and you're done. She gets some absolutely howlers. But then again, they run it. It gets a bit too silly. Then she starts running for president. She marries herself. They don't kind of know what to do with her at some point. She becomes too much part of the show.
Yeah, it's just true. She's kind of just like there sometimes. She sort of hangs around.
You know what I mean? It's a bit weird, but it does have John Oliver in it at one point.
Oh yeah.
I love Tonight with John Oliver, actually. That's not one of my picks. So yeah, Glee, that is a good pick because
Okay. Can I tell you my problem with Glee?
Go on.
Okay.
And it's a problem I have with a lot of American shows, and I think it's a problem that you've mentioned before. Why, oh, why, when you're doing a show about high school kids, do you need 28-year-olds to play the fucking role?
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
that's the one problem. They don't. They legitimately look like they're double the age of the people that they're meant to be.
Precisely.
That's a
And I
problem.
just can't get into shows like that. When I was younger, I used to be a massive fan of like Saved by the Bell, and I didn't notice that they were actually a lot older than they should be. But
Yeah.
now that I'm old enough to appreciate the age,
Yeah.
it's like there's no fucking way you're 18 or 17 or whatever the hell. Just look at it and go, no,
You want people that would
you've
definitely
probably
get
had 2 kids already.
You
It's just-
definitely you want actors that will get stopped in a bar for ID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's why Skins. I mean, one day we'll talk about Skins, but it feels authentic because they generally do feel of that age.
They,
Because
they did their best to get people of
Yeah.
a relative
Around there.
They were only a couple of years out, whereas in America, if your performance in the audition is good enough, it doesn't seem to matter how old you are. Yeah, you can play that.
And that's the problem
years
with it. It's a problem that I think only even Buffy, one of my favorite American shows of all time, has that problem.
Oh, my
That you're a bit too old to be 16. You know what I mean? It's always been a problem with America.
It's
Don't
a
know why. Don't know why. You can do it. Just but anyway,
I suppose the main thing, the difficulty is child actors are often, you don't know how good they're going to be
yeah.
development wise. I mean, I'm using Harry Potter once again as an option here. You didn't know when Daniel Radcliffe was 12 years old whether he was going to be any good when he was 18, 19. But they chose to go with being at least close to the right ages.
Yeah, but they ended up being much better as the films went on.
Yeah, but you didn't know that was going to happen, and the Americans would rather be on a sure thing.
Yeah.
Of, oh yeah, this person, we know they've been acting for 10 years. Of course they can play a 12-year-old. What do you mean they're 23? No.
That is Hollywood, though, because they always reboot franchises constantly and don't go for new ideas. That is a problem with America.
Yes, I'm not saying it's a problem with the whole world, but that is my problem with Glee.
But also, you get the Harry Potter problem where because for the cast in that first movie, a lot of people, you look at the veterans of that film, they're running rings around them. And outside Draco Malfoy, a lot of them have never acted before, and it is wooden. They get much better from the second film onwards because they get the experience. That is the danger that you talk about, though.
But the thing is, that was always going to happen, and what you don't see with that is that the actors like Alan Rickman spent hours helping the kids. So when the second film did come out, that's why they're so much better, because they've had masterclasses from Alan Rickman and trying to think who else.
I've got a story for you. Don't know if I should say this.
Go on.
I am going to say this. One, Daniel Radcliffe never got any better, to be fair, during the film series.
In Daniel Radcliffe's defense, he was utterly pissed for 6 and 7. So he was drunk the whole time by his own admission.
Lauren's got a good taste. He's a good actor, though. He's proven it outside. He's got a lot in his rocket. Alan Rickman could have been my dad. My mum dated him once. They were a very serious couple.
All right.
He could have been my dad. That would have been cool. I love my real dad, just in case he's listening to me. But wow, things are different.
no Alan Rickman.
Right. So yeah, that's Glee.
Okay.
That's done. Okay. Second one is Chuck, which is an American show with Zach Levy. So it's basically how familiar are you guys with Chuck?
Well, almost. I didn't finish it, but I was close. Good show.
It was a show that
but I know it.
It's a show that I wanted to use for a special, but then Tom said he didn't watch it, so I thought I'd bet it on here today. So basically, it's about a show. A guy called Chuck who works in a Best Buy, which is a hardware store. Somehow, through a lot of things, he ends up with, through his computer, all the information of the CSA and the CIA and the
Yeah.
what's the other one?
The NSA, the FBI, and the CIA.
Yeah.
Thanks. NSA, that's the missing one. And he ends up with all the secrets. So you get 2 agents from both the NSA and CIA trying to retrieve it from him. But they can't. So if he sees someone or a case or something or secret files, his mind will flash and he'll be able to gain access to the database. But in the first season, he's not very good at it. As multiple seasons go, he learns how to lock into it. And over time, over 5 seasons, it just gradually builds and he becomes a better spy. And there's even a twist in the 5th season where they swap it around where the best friend is the spy.
Okay.
Spoilers. And it's just genuinely very good. And it's one of my favorite shows of all time because they get a lot of hilarity out of the best spy. Like me and Troy have worked in retail. So we know how mundane that job is. And basically, the people you get on with at that workplace, for example, are the best way to get through that. You know what I mean?
You have to have
have to have your best mates in a workplace. Otherwise, you're going to get eaten. And then it's got the mix-up of the James Bond and all that and the spy stuff. It's a really good show. It's underrated. And it's got Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Zachary Levi there, yeah.
He's brilliant. He got really misused by Marvel in the 4 films. He didn't really get a chance to shine. It's just funny. And I'm pretty sure Troy will back me up on this again. Captain Awesome. The paramedic's awesome.
Yeah.
Just a physical comedy. Morgan always gets pushed away, pie-faced a lot by the NSA agent. And it's just funny. And obviously, because his family life keeps nearly merging with his CIA lifestyle, with his job, there's always a lot of things. And he manages for 3 seasons to keep it from his family, which is impressive.
Yeah, for a while.
It's just a really good show. I love it. And they're always short seasons. They always do 13-episode seasons. It was on Netflix, but now it's on Prime. So I would suggest you all go watch that.
I've got Prime.
Very good show. I used to have the DVDs, and I adore that show.
Yeah, I got to finish it off track because I started watching it, and then obviously I was watching something else. I can't remember what I was watching, and then I stopped.
It's not one of the best theme tunes of all time. Da, 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 da.
It did.
Down, 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 da, 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 da.
The thing is, Zachary, yeah, he's such a good actor. He's just one of the people that's so charismatic. You just want to watch what he's doing, whatever he's doing. Just want to watch it.
I go for a pint with that man. And the third choice is Samurai Gourmet, which is my weird, wacky Japanese show, which you guys are most probably rolling your fucking eyes at right now.
Did you hear me do that?
I can just sense, you know. I can just sense through the internet. The eye rolling has happened, like the Undertaker.
Yeah, it was literally I was going to stay back in my head. It was scary. It was close.
That's how Mark Calloway's face goes when you touch, you know, rolling eyeballs. Anyway, wow, that got deep.
Rolling.
Right. Samurai Gourmet is got no AKB members in. You remember the terrible bitches in Japan.
Are you sure though, Ben? Are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
And have you checked the ages?
Exactly. I want to know. Did you check the age?
Oh, anyway, so there is yeah, just keep going. You got the fun out of it, yeah? Yeah? Okay. It's based on a manga. It's about a retired man called Kazumi, who's now a retired worker. So he has a lot of free time, doesn't know what to do with his time. So he decides, hey, I can go and try new food. Because he's retired, he has all this time. And basically, it's basically food porn. And obviously, these are real restaurants which they advertise inside the show, which happens a lot in Japanese television because they use real restaurants for TV and reality shows, and they always advertise so that people can go visit them, which is kind of cool. Plus, it's eating food, which is a very Japanese thing in a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But there is each week is like there's only 12 episodes, so it's a quick watch. It's 25 minutes. while he's having the food, I don't know why this keeps happening. A samurai, we will cut. Well, he has a fantasy sequence each week, and a samurai, they reenact the scene. Everyone is now dressed up in geisha robes and samurai outfits and stuff. It's gone back to samurai times, and the samurai will just come in and do something and then just leave, and that's it.
Okay.
That's so random. What?
It's just a really funny show, and if you don't understand Japanese culture a lot, it's just a gentle show. There's no plot twists.
Yeah.
His wife isn't sleeping with his secretary or anything exciting. It's just a simple show, and sometimes you just need that type of show. Go watch it. It's on Netflix, Samurai Gourmet. It's got no freaky Japanese stuff in it, really. It's just normal. Even the samurai bit is just quite funny, but it's not over the top too much. Just gentle watch them. There we go. That's me done.
Okay, so it's basically just food with a samurai just coming in out of nowhere randomly. Just
That's one thing. Make sure you eat before you do it, because otherwise you get hungry. It's not good if you eat stomach.
Actually, you just reminded me of that. I haven't had sushi in a while.
When this has all come down and you can get your lazy ass down to London, we'll give you some Japanese food. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's better though. There we go.
Tomo.
Yes.
Tomo.
Okay. So as you guys are aware, I've been a little bit off my game for the last week, so I haven't really been watching a huge amount of TV. So I'm putting back into my locker of things that I've watched over the years. So apologies if I'm a little bit vague on these ones, but it's me remembering things that I've enjoyed in the past more than anything else.
Just like this me and Troy's lockers, we've got some stuff to talk about. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Believe that.
I know about the ages though. My ages are kind of older. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm trying to throw the age bit in there for Ben.
I'm ignoring you. Right.
Go on, Tom.
I can both of you next week. It's fine.
Okay, so this week I'm going to talk about a couple of shows that I really, really like. First one is a show that I'm sure both of you will have heard of. It's called Jonathan Creek.
Oh.
Yes, I've heard Jonathan Creek.
You guys ever watched it or not really? Or...
I love that show.
Years ago.
Yeah. Oh. So the basic premise of Jonathan Creek is he is a magician's not assistant, he's his creative, but he's the guy who comes up with the tricks for a magician, like this loud-mouthed American magician. Yeah. And his entire thing is that he's creating these illusions, and his entire job is the power of misdirection, which means that he's got the right kind of mind for solving really weird crimes. Yeah. And then you've got this investigator played by oh god, her name's gone out of my head. It'll come back to me. Give me a second. The character's name is Maddie. It's Caroline Quentin.
Yeah.
And so she's an investigator, and she's a pain in the ass investigator, basically.
Well, I remember this in ages. I haven't seen her in time.
Yeah, but so she comes across like odd things, and because she's trying to write novels that will sell, so they're interesting, she kind of goes towards slightly odd cases, and she meets Jonathan Creek and manages to get him involved in helping her. He's very reluctant to do it, and to be honest, although they never really acknowledge it, from episode 1 they kind of acknowledge the fact that he is autistic, because from episode 1 the first thing he says to her is, "Are you trying to sleep with me? Because I can't read these things very well." So it's his first question.
Yeah, I noticed that. You literally, when you said that, I remember like one of the first couple of episodes I remember seeing, I was like, he kept saying some weird stuff, get outbursts. And I was like, what's wrong with this guy?
But they don't make a big thing of it, but obviously he is.
Yeah.
Which I kind of love, because it was acknowledging something that is a major issue and is now being shown more and more on TV.
Exactly, because back then they never really said anything on that, nothing.
But they were playing it, and they weren't hiding from the fact that people with autism can be difficult and like things the way they like them and that kind of thing. Yeah. And he's got into this job because he's and obsessive about magic, and he gets to control things by doing it. But yeah, so basically, I mean, it's him working out. In the first series alone, you've got at least one locked room mystery and loads of other. It's really, really good fun. It has moments where it could be a little bit scary, but it's really tongue in cheek. It's played for laughs a lot. Alan Davis, who plays Jonathan Creek, is fantastic. Perfect piece of casting. But interestingly, it took them forever to cast him. Apparently, they went through. They interviewed loads of people to play the role because it's written by David Renwick, who is famous for writing One Foot in the Grave.
Oh, what a classic comedy that is.
So this guy, he knows how to do comedy, but also he likes murder mysteries. He's also written a couple of episodes of Poirot, like adaptations. So he knows how to do both. And kind of Jonathan Creek was like his version of those things, bringing together his passions into one shot. And so when they were looking for the casting, they originally offered it to Nicholas Lyndhurst, and he didn't want it. They offered it to Rick Mayall, and he was unable to do it because of casting issues, although he does play a brilliant character in it in a couple of
show. If he becomes the main character, that is a very different show.
Yeah, but actually, I don't know how much you're right there, because he appears in 2 episodes as a detective in Jonathan Creek, and he doesn't overdo it. He plays a very specific character, but he doesn't overdo it. So, it could have worked. Who else did they offer? They offered it to Hugh Laurie, interestingly.
Oh, he would have been Laurie.
Hugh Laurie was really interested. He loved the idea of the story, but he initially accepted. And then when he read the script, he went, I don't get Jonathan Creek's motivation. He obviously doesn't like Caroline Quentin's character. He doesn't want to be doing this, so why the hell is he doing it? And because he couldn't get his head around why, he actually walked away. They offered it to Nigel Planer, which I can't see. I love Nigel Planer, but I can't see him in that role. And to Angus Deaton, who obviously had worked with Renwick on One Foot in the Grave as the next door neighbour.
Yeah.
Once again, can't see it for him. And then by pure chance, the casting director was watching a rehearsal for a sitcom that Alan Davis was in. I don't know what the sitcom was. This is just me going off sort of memories and stuff. And she said, "Oh, this guy's perfect." And she said she set up a meeting between him and David Rimmet. And Alan Davis showed up in a duffel coat with his hair all over the place and a massive cheesy grin on his face. And the guy, David Renwick, just went, nobody else has even looked like the character I had in my mind till this. It's just serendipity.
You sound like a flusher, though.
But yeah,
in my mind.
But you know what I mean. You know the look, the traditional Jonathan Creek look. He's got that big, heavy coat that he always wears. It's his deer stalker for Sherlock Holmes. It's whatever you want to. It's kind of part of his look. But it wasn't originally necessarily going to be that. It's just because Alan Davis walked in wearing a duffel coat that made him look slightly hunched over, slightly ragged. And David Renwick went, yeah, got it. Loved him. And the rest is history. Lots of the series, it's had like 5 or 6 series, quite a few Christmas specials. I can't go into all of it because there's way too much. After season 3, Caroline Quentin left.
Yeah.
Was replaced by Nadia Sawalha.
Yeah.
Who was excellent.
And Sheridan Smith.
But the beautiful thing that came with Nadia Sawalha was Adrian Edmondson joined the cast for a couple of seasons, which was brilliant. Because he just played a completely self-interested TV exec.
Yeah.
So everything he did was, will the audience like that? Oh, yes. No, if the audience don't like that, we're not going to do that, no. And doesn't notice that there's this massive sexual tension between his wife, played by Nadia Sawalha, and Jonathan Creek. He just completely misses it all the time. and it's played brilliantly. And Adrian Edmondson loads of people think that all he can do is shout and punch Rick Mayall in the face. That is not the case. He is a brilliant actor, fantastic,
He is
good actor,
underrated.
very much so. And he played that one so well. He plays it for laughs, and he's excellent with it. The only issue that I ever had with the show was, like you say, Sheridan Smith then took over, and then Sarah
Lancaster.
Sarah
Alexander from Coupling.
Yeah.
Has played Jonathan's wife in the last Christmas special and the last series they did.
Mm.
Okay.
And yeah, she's very good. She's kind of like, she sort of talked him out of being a magician's assistant anymore, but then her character comes to realize that actually she stifled his creativity by doing that. So even though he doesn't go back to being the magician's creative person, she lets him start doing these investigations again, and she gets involved in them, which is quite cool. The only big issue I ever had with the show was that in series 1, obviously, as I said, he's set up as a magician's assistant, but you only see the magician in episode 1.
Yeah.
Now, the reason for that is that Anthony Stewart Head took the role of Adam Klaus, the magician.
Okay.
And then weeks after signing, got the role as Giles.
Yeah,
Buffy. And took it. So he'd already filmed the first episode. So they went, you know what? Rather than us chucking out the first episode and recasting, we just won't cast the magician in it. We'll avoid it, and then we'll either get Anthony back, or if Buffy's a success, he won't come back, and we'll get somebody else. Which is what they recast the role in the end.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to see Anthony Stewart Head really play that sleazy American magician, because from the one episode he did, he hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
sleazy magician. It was brilliant.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I mean, the thing is, Alan Davis hasn't done much acting, but he's now like a quiz, a panel show on QI. He's really underrated.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
such a good show. And it comes back like Luther every couple of years.
I haven't heard if there's any word on it coming back again yet. I think it's a case of, if Alan Davis feels like doing it, they'll do another. Probably the best way of looking at it.
Yeah,
it can't go on forever, unfortunately.
Well,
And the last season wasn't quite as tight as the previous ones, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't quite on the same level.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. The thing for me is about Jonathan Creek, it's a very intelligent show.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't put it out of its ass as well. It doesn't lie to the audience. It doesn't try and pull some absolute horseshit out of its ass.
No, all of the information is there if you're looking.
His attention to detail on things is
it's
basically what they did with Sherlock when Stephen Moffat reinvented it. He's autistic. He's got an attention to detail that a lot of people wouldn't normally have.
But the thing is, they show you everything that Jonathan Creek sees. So they give you all the information, and if you're good enough, you might work it out. The first season, I never came close to working out how they did it. But by the second one, when I started to work out the way that David Renwick wrote and the way that Jonathan Creek worked, and those little looks and those little things, you went, oh, so that's significant. Okay, that might be it. And I was right maybe 20% of the time. That's one of the things I like about it. I'm quite good at it.
But the thing is, you felt you were locked onto this show, and you wanted to try and guess it. And a lot of shows, it doesn't get you invested like that now.
No, and I absolutely love it, which is why if it ever comes back again, I will watch it again. But
maybe we should do a special on this one day.
Next year. I've got every single episode of Jonathan Creek sitting right behind me on DVD. Every single episode.
I might start a rewatch just so that we can go through the whole Jonathan Creek.
Well, yeah, because like I say, this is a 10-minute conversation. This is not going into the beauty of that show properly, and it deserves. Yeah.
Where you'll just be sitting there for an hour and a half, not talking about it.
Okay.
It's interesting though, because we talked last week about Men Behaving Badly was coming up.
Yeah.
So you've got Caroline Quentin. And then we've got Sarah Alexandra from Copland.
Who was one of our last ones? Yeah.
That's funny. Also, Alan Davis and Rupert. What was his name? Rupert. Buffy man. What's his name?
Anthony Stewart Head.
Oh, Rupert Giles.
Those two guys were meant to be the Eighth Doctor at one point. So it comes back to Doctor Who again. See, I always
God's
drag-
Ah, here we go.
Ninth
You know, we
Doctor.
could be talking about Third World Debt and he'd somehow get it back onto Doctor Who.
I can. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, because
Anyway. Right, so my second one is a show that I haven't thought about in a long time, but I really, terrible though it was, I really enjoyed it. It was on, late 2000s, if memory serves. Yeah, I think it was about 2007, 2008.
Okay.
Ran for 2 seasons. It's a show called Reaper.
Ah, yes. There we go, Tom.
So Troy obviously knows what I'm talking about. I don't know whether you do, Ben.
Yes.
It sounds like a spin-off of Mass Effect, The Reapers.
No, basically,
It's about death, basically, I'm taking it.
no, sort of. The
Okay.
basic premise is this: you've got this layabout called Sam, who works in, I don't know, some kind of big warehouse store, with a couple of layabout mates. They're all kind of chilling. There's one Mexican, one fat guy, and one thin, relatively good-looking who's after the hot girl. It's a very basic setup. But then it turns out that actually this kid, Sam, is the son of the devil, which he didn't know until the devil shows up and says, by the way, I fathered you and you need to start reaping souls for me. That's basically the concept of it. And the guy who plays the devil is so
This man is the devil, bro. I believed it.
He is smooth, he is cool, he is suave.
Vince McMahon is in the show.
It's like
Donald Trump.
No. He's not slick or smooth, he's a twat. Shush.
Tom, just shut that down real quick.
Do not ever disrespect the devil by comparing him to Donald Trump. Honestly.
Donald Trump is worse.
Ray Wise is a legend.
Yeah, so it's Ray Wise. I don't know if you know who Ray Wise is, Ben, but he looks kind of sleazy, but he's actually a really good bloke. He's a good actor.
Okay.
But he plays this kind of sleazeball beautifully, and it works so well for the devil. He's sarcastic. He's just a little bit of naughty, but you can also see the danger in him. At every turn, you know he's not a nice guy. Even though he's smiling and laughing quite a lot, there's that undercurrent that this guy could switch in a second.
Exactly.
It's a comedy. It's funny. It's basically about them trying to capture mainly lost souls, so souls that have got out of hell. Sam has now got to go and get them, and he uses his 2 friends and his girlfriend to help him, basically. And yeah, so that's the basic concept of it. It's silly, but it is very funny. Yeah, only got 2 seasons, unfortunately. It is American, yeah. It only got 2 seasons. It got cancelled towards the end of its 2nd season, but they let the run finish. And then they did look at syndication for a 3rd season, but both Ray Wise and the guy who played Sam said they weren't coming back for a 3rd season. And they went, well, there's no point then, because they really were the heart and soul of the show. So
yeah, the main character, yeah, exactly.
You couldn't really.
That's a bit like Sarah Michelle Gellar going, yeah, I don't want to be Buffy anymore.
Well, yeah, you could have recast Sam because the devil has shitloads of children.
Yeah.
But you couldn't lose both of them, if that makes sense. And Sam, he was kind of the heart of the soul of the show.
Yeah.
He's conflicted about the things he has to do. Whereas the devil is just, yeah, do it. Just get on with it. Come on. He just every now and then little temptations, things like that, and you're just like, yeah, I love it.
I have a question. Is it like Lucifer where he keeps taking his shirt off? Or does he keep his shirt off?
It is kind of a forerunner to Lucifer, but no, he doesn't try and take his shirt off at any point. He is suited and booted the whole time.
Yeah.
That one day we're going to get to Lucifer. Jesus Christ, Tom Ellis.
Lucifer is an awesome show.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that show.
we'll get to it one day.
I've avoided bringing it up because I love it and I think we need to give it due justice.
Yeah, I love that show. Great show.
So
Sure.
I haven't brought it up yet. Trust me, it's one that I will get to if one of you doesn't get there first. But
This is the one problem about not talking about our shows before we come to record.
yeah,
You never
but also that's
know
the
what
reason
we're
why it works.
One day you can hear one of us rip up a piece of paper as the first one goes. It's the same show. I'm waiting for that to happen. Especially
but
honest.
you know what? If that was to happen where you'd picked a show that I'd picked, I'd still talk about the show and just go, you know what, sod it, I've got a different view on it to you.
Yeah,
Just go with it. So
Okay, that's agreed. Okay, so where can we see that show, Tom?
I don't know, it was on Sky
Reaper.
last I saw of it.
I used to say Raper. Reaper, sorry.
It might be on Netflix, it might be on Prime. I haven't actually looked.
Yeah, I don't really know.
If you can find it, it's well worth the watch. Just it's silly, it's irreverent, and it has a moral to it, as all of these things do. But it's good fun, and that's I'm glad Troy's with me on this. It is stupidly fun.
Oh my gosh, that was one of the shows. Literally, it used to come on TV once, terrestrial TV. I can't remember what channel it used to come on. It used to come on Channel 4 or something.
Channel 4, yeah.
Yeah. And I used to come. Usually, one of them shows I actually go home to actually watch.
It's not on Netflix in the UK, at least.
Might be on all four because it was shown on.
Yeah, I think it's on. It used to show on E4 as well back in the day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Buffy's back on there as well, which is insane.
Yeah.
You probably see it on there on the E4 or something like that.
Ah, Jonathan Ross. Sorry, Jonathan Creek is on there.
What, on Netflix or?
Netflix. I want to do a special next year for it, so it's something I'm going to rewatch. Maybe we haven't decided December's yet, so maybe we put Jonathan Creek on December.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, guys, we don't tend to edit this shit. We just like you to.
No, we're just talking, guys. We're just talking. Oh, and by the way, Reaper, the character Ben, no Gonzalez. Ben,
Yeah.
He's a character in Arrow, by the way. He's a Mad Dog. He plays Mad Dog in Arrow.
Nice.
This was one of his first shows, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, literally one of his first roles.
Basically, he plays a stoner. It's essentially.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and by the way, you know, what's his name? Sock. What's his name? Sock, the big one.
Oh God.
I think that was his name. I think it was Sock or something like that.
Yeah, Sock. Bert, wasn't it? His name was Bert.
But his nickname was Sock or something like that. He's called him Sock. So basically he was in the first wave, the one of the shows I was talking about. He was in there as well. It was an alien. Yeah, he's early in the face wave.
And that just goes to show you how incestuous TV is.
Lovely. Lovely. We have an announcement to make. Because I know you're most probably sick and tired of us talking about the Red Dwarf podcast, which we haven't yet released. Well, we have decided, because it's a backup plan, happy accident. We're not happy because of, well, we won't go into it, but due to certain illness, we had a backup plan of launching the Red Dwarf podcast that we've recorded this weekend. But since Tom is still good to go, we've recorded this instead. But we have decided, because we've now decided on music, we're going to launch every Tuesday or Wednesday, midweek basically, we're going to have a new Red Dwarf podcast called Smug Mode. We've recorded the first season already. So we thought it's about time we actually got it out because we're lazy bastards. So now we're going to start launching it. So you get 2 Lots of Syndrome every week now.
You lucky people.
Smug Mode. And once we've done Red Dwarf, we will then swap it to other comedies. And it will be half an hour, 25 minutes. It won't be a full hour, 45 to hour one. We're just literally hit and run, basically. It will be
Jonathan Creek could be one to do for that rather than just as a special.
Maybe, but we shall see. But we've already planned out the next couple of shows.
Yeah, no, I know.
We'll get to Jonathan Creek in 2026, 2025 at the rate we're going. But yeah, maybe we should do an episode by Jonathan Creek in the future as well. But please look out for that. We've got a new artwork that my wife's done. It's really nice.
It's awesome.
Really good.
It's really good logo. and we're going to change the logo every time we swap the show out. So we're already working on the In-Betweeners Peep Show Inside Number 9 thing. And no, we're not doing five podcasts a week. That will kill us. So we're just going to keep it down to 2 going forward. There we go. So we hope you look forward to that. We're very excited. We think it's our best stuff so far.
Yeah,
Which isn't to say that we think this is shit, but there's something about there's something about Red Dwarf we just on form for that show. Okay,
I watched season 2 of Red Dwarf as well. The first episode is funny as heck.
I've just started season 2 because
I literally watched it. I was actually frying, doing breakfast, and I was watching the episodes called Crichton. But if you don't mind that, by the way,
Yeah.
I was dying. I was dying.
I think season 2 is better than 1 already, and
I was dying.
I was crying with laughter. And the thing is, we're getting to it because this is going to be 2 months almost down the line by the time you get to it. I know it's not the normal Crichton. It's not our Crichton, but he's still
good.
Within it. I'm ready. Yeah.
I'm rebelling.
Yes, that is the one that made me laugh so much. The first episode. I think it's called Rebelling. So.
The first thing I did, and I'll bring this up when we get to that in a couple of weeks, is the mirror. It's the first thing I wrote before I watched the episode. The mirror gag with the cat, but we'll get into that in a couple of weeks when we record. Oh God, I love that. Anyway, that's it for me. Then we're all going to bugger off and go to sleep and stuff. I'm Ben.
I'm Tom.
I'm Troy.
Fuck off and shut the door, yeah.